Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I'm driving a 2014 Mitsubishi Evolution, more so known as the Evo. Up front is a 2.0 liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder, and down below is a 5-speed manual gearbox that sends the power to all 4 wheels. This car is all-wheel drive. And if you want to read more of my thoughts, head on over to carmarshal.com/overdrive, where I'll be writing a complete article about the Evo. But let's get back to that 2.0 liter turbocharged inline 4. Well, it packs quite the little punch for being a little 4-banger. Now, these cars are rally bred. Their original purpose was for rallying, which put restraints on how large the engines could be. That being said, don't let the sound of that 2.0 liter get away from you. This thing is quick. This thing is fast, especially with launch control on David's tune. Oh my God! All right, launch control works. That is fun. Oh, I did it right in front of the Subaru too. I bet he's crying. Wow, those brakes work too. Holy God. Now, paired to it is a 5-speed manual transmission, which is a little weird that it's a 2014 highest trim level of the Evo, and it's still only a 5-speed. They don't give you that 6. Now, the clutch is decently heavy. It's not anything crazy, but it's definitely heavier than, say, a Miata, or really what I'm used to driving, like my RX-7. Super easy to rev match as well. So let's talk about the interior. In front of me, I have 2 gauges, a tachometer and a speedometer, and in the middle, I get a little screen. On the steering wheel, I get some volume controls, cruise control, that sort of thing. To the right of me, I have a stereo that has 1 knob, and that is awesome. I really prefer that. I hate how stereos nowadays have so many different buttons, so many different gizmos and stuff, that you kind of lose track of what does what. Then down below that, there is 1 button for the hazards, and that's it. Then you have your climate controls. And lastly, by the shifter, you get what looks like 3 buttons, but it's really only 1 button. And that button tells the car what kind of surface you're driving on. So like I said, this car is rally bred, so you can change it. Like right now, I can change it to gravel or snow, or we'll just leave it in tarmac because we're on regular roads. That's really cool that you can kind of tell the car what you're driving on so it can adapt itself. The thing I don't like about that is that then to the left of that button, there's 2 just empty switches. They're not even buttons. And I get it, cars, Mitsubishi uses the same platform for all of its cars, but the Evolution, the Evo, this is the top tier. This is top dog. This is the most expensive, the most driver-oriented, and it has blank switches. Again, to the left here, I have traction control off. I have the dimmer switches for the gauges, but then I have another dead switch. I just feel like Mitsubishi kind of cheaped out in a way. It kind of pulls you out of the Evo experience. Now, the seats are really comfortable, and they hold you really well. I was really shocked that these are the stock seats. They obviously say Recaro on them, and they have pretty high bolsters on the side that really keep you in tune with the car, and I think they feel great and definitely make a nice addition to the car. The car is also a 4-door. As you can see, back seats are in fact usable, which is super nice because it makes this car a little bit more practical. Now, as I'm sure you could see in the back, there is a ginormous spoiler, which is actually kind of cutting my rear vision in half. Now, a lot of people argue about the looks of this car. They say that Evo 9s or Evo 8s look better than this. Now, I should also preface by saying this is an Evo 10. This is the last generation of Evos. But I personally think this car looks pretty good. All right, guys, there is a non-STI Subaru up there that's all modded out. We're about to eat him for lunch. So like I said at the beginning of this video, this car is powerful, and this car handles amazingly. David let me drive this car one night when he first got it around in a parking lot, and I was throwing it left, throwing it right, and this car can take it. This car can handle getting tossed a mean hand. This car just feels aggressive, and it feels to the point. I recently drove an S2000 and it felt similarly, and what I've boiled it down to is that it's really attractive when something's super focused. I don't know what it is, but like, this car is good at what it does, and it knows it, and it's so cool. Now, it's also interesting because I grew up around Subarus. It just happened to be that's how my friend group was, that's how my town was, that a lot of people had Subarus, Bug Eyes, Hawkeyes, that sort of thing. The other interesting thing is that I've been doing these reviews for quite some time now. And the whole point behind doing all these reviews is so I can get a feel for multiple different cars. As you guys have seen on the channel, I've done F-150s, I've done Miatas, I've done, you know, Hellcats and ZL ones. You know, I've done a plethora of different things. And so through driving so many different cars, you kind of get a feel for the actual companies and makers of said cars. And really what I've boiled it down to is that culture really reflects in cars. Like American culture, like rock and roll, you know, old rock and roll, that's like the muscle cars because they're always there. They start off loud, you know, Back in Black, like it starts off strong. But these cars mimic more so Japanese electronic music. More so what I'm thinking is dubstep. Is that down low, where they start off a little quiet, a little unassuming, but then once that turbo spools and you get that big drop, you get that adrenaline rush. And boy, is it an adrenaline rush. The other thing is that this car is pretty easy to daily too. I'm staying out of boost right now, but it wants to go. It really wants to go. And so fourth gear, we'll just get into boost a little bit here. And it's ready to run. Now, would I take a Subaru or an Evo? That's a really tough question because I've grown up loving Subarus and I haven't driven an STI yet. So it's hard to compare performance version to non-performance versions because obviously the performance version is going to win. But just like interior layout, I love the distinct sound of Subarus, but for a performance car, I think I'd go with the Evo. I'd have to say, if I were going to buy it daily, a Subaru would be very high up on my list. But if I were going to build a car that was quick, if I wanted a track car, I think I'd have to go Evo. Like I said earlier, it just feels more focused. It feels more capable. It's in your face. It'll put you back in your seat for sure. It's really a wonder to me why Mitsubishi would stop making this car. They don't make Evos anymore, and they've made Evos for the last 20 odd years. Why? This car is so good. And it even shared a platform with the Lancer, so it couldn't have been a cost thing, because you just spend a couple extra bucks on a better engine and drivetrain, but you don't have to spend any more money on the body. They obviously haven't spent any more money on the body. Why did Mitsubishi cancel this? This car is good, man. This car is good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys learned something about the 2014 Mitsubishi Evolution. If you want to read more of my thoughts, head on over to carmarshal.com/overdrive. But again, hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.
There goes a sight from my soul.